Alright, what up guys? So we need to talk and clarify a few things. It's been over 2 years on this blog and also over 100 different pomade reviews, but I've come to learn I overlooked and there's still a few misunderstandings that we have between each other, and mostly I'm talking about like the set of criteria we use, what those words mean, slickness, strength, control, like what do those words mean. And so at the same time, this is going to be a video on like how you can like review a product, how to like judge a product. And so, as you notice on this blog, they're always in flux, but for the most part, it's been things like consistency, applicability, strength, control, slickness, shine, endurance, restylability, rinsability, hardness, and stuff like that. Whether they're real words or not, the concepts are still real to us. So it's important that we both understand what we're talking about when we say control, or what we're talking about when we say slickness. Slickness is not shine, control is not hold. They're similar and they play into each other, but they're not the same thing. So let's go ahead and start defining those. And so as an example, I'll be using my collaboration with Anchor's hair company today as the example pomade. It's a nice medium weight product, so go ahead and use that to judge off. So the first thing we typically judge off is the consistency of the product. And so the consistency is just how does the product feel in your hands. Though it doesn't play as much into like the styling as the product as we typically expect, sometimes it's kind of like a bad prediction, but still it's something you need to consider. Is it like a toothpastey type of feel, or is it a super waxy type of product? Just how does it feel? And either way, it should be like pleasing to you. Application is of course how well does the product apply to your hair. Is it easy to get in? Is it nice and smooth? Is it like gripping your hair? Is it ripping out your hair? This is also dependent on what type of hair type you have, but for the most part, there's never anything bad to an easily like applicable pomade. I mean, who doesn't love a pomade that can be easily distributed and easily applied? This is like the judge by how it like smears in your hand, and also how does it apply directly to your hair. But also before we start looking at the product, we also look at presentation and the scent of the product. The presentation, that's purely judged on my set of like, or rather my my rubric of like composition and like aesthetics. And so as a painter and a designer and stuff like that, I just basically judge on my opinion, and what you're getting on this blog is my opinion of it. And same thing with the scent. What you get on the pomade chart is like a scale of 1 to 10. And it's not any particular sense. It doesn't tell you fruity cologne or anything. It just tells you how much I like it. And I just thought it was just being too much like space taken up, or too like, it's just too much information if I went ahead and put like fruity or whatever smell on each one. And so it's just a rubric of out of 10. And obviously the scent in general is the smell of the pomade. Moving back to the performance of the product, most important things what you guys are probably watching this video to learn about is the strength, slickness, control, shine, stuff like that. So first thing is strength, and that is how much hold do you get out of the product. And I'm talking about like brute hold. So how tall can you get the pomp? If I comb it in one way, is it going to stay where I left it? Now control is similar but different. Control is how well can the product allow me to comb my hair and put it where I want it, not where I left it, but just like where I want it to be. And so let's say I was using a super heavy product like Lockhart's Heavy Hold and stuff like that. With my thin hair, with that heavy of a hold, I'm going to comb it and it's going to stay that way. And when I comb it, what I'm going to get is like a sharp edge right here and then a sharp cut back. And what I get is essentially like a cone head. Like where I comb it is where it stays. But with control, what I mean is the product is predictable. When I comb it, it has like both the hold and also like it's kind of weak enough, or it has life enough for the hair to resist and kind of get this curvature that I'm looking for, that I want. It's not necessarily where I left it or exactly what my comb stroke was, but it is what I want. And so control is kind of like the predictability of the product. How well does it do what you want, rather than hold is just give you that strength and give you that brute like support and foundation you need for your pomp. Now to slickness. Slickness is similar to shine, but only a little bit. Slickness is just overall how well does the product keep everything together. How well does your pomp just flow into like one shape. So like texturizing products as the most extreme example, are not slick at all. They're not made to be slick, and so when you comb your hair just like falls apart. You know what I mean? Like when you like comb it, it just like the hair somewhat clump together, but they all fall apart. Whereas with a slick product, everything keeps together. You have a nice flowing of everything, and you have very minimal like stray hairs. And that's what a slick product is. Now shine is just a small aspect of slickness. And so shine is just literally the shine. How much luster does the product give your hair? How much light does it reflect? Does it look like your product has like if not looks like your product, if it looks like, does it look like your hair has product in it? Does it look really wet and stuff like that? Slickness overall, you can just judge it by your look, by like the look of your hair. Does it look slick? Most of you guys have an intuitive understanding of what slickness is. You guys just haven't defined it for yourself in your own words, really. Then you have like endurance, which is obviously how well does a pomade hold up, and that has to do with shine, like the shape, the form. Does it sag? Does it lose like height? Does it start falling apart? Does it start drying and like the hair starts separating and then you start losing that slickness? Hardness is I chose it as like a generalization of the word of does the pomade dry up. Waxes settle, and I've categorized that under hardness as well. And also water-based pomades, the ones that are similar to gels, dry up and get crusty. And so under hardness, we talk about whether the pomade locks in your hair or does it stay malleable. And restylability is a similar concept to hardness, and that is a product restylable? Does it harden up and you can't comb through it anymore, or does it stay soft and malleable? But also important thing out of restylability is that some products after a few minutes kind of lose that wateriness, lose that wetness, and they dry up, but they also gain this enormous like control after they start drying. They get this nice like graininess or nice denseness that allows you to really gain like the optimal amount of control over the product. And we've seen this in a lot of like the, I believe the Cool Grease lines, and also with the Old Dudes water-based products. And so that's what restylability is. And then of course rinsability is how well does the pomade like wash out, and that's pretty simple and straightforward. And I believe last one is the quality of the buildup. And we only see this one with oil-based products mostly, and that is how useful is that buildup you gain after like showering every night. And so when you shower, typically the idea or the most ideal like situation is that when I have oil based in, I shower, remove all the most of the oils and the grease, and what I'm left with is like a nice waxy buildup, and that is pure support, pure foundation, and pure strength. And so that allows me to come in the next day with some more grease, and so I still have more of that strength and hold, and all I need is add a little bit of grease, and then everything gets together. I have a little bit more hold and a little more control than the than yesterday, and everything is good. And so when you judge a pomade, you want to judge these criteria, and you want to look at all these different aspects. And then this set of criteria is never kind of fixed. It's always in fluid, it's always in flux. There's going to be new things added, new things taken away, and we'll be changing it to and fro on this blog. But I wanted to explain to you guys and make sure we both are on the same page. And yeah, so if you guys have any more questions about it, just head over to the forum. We'll talk about it more. You guys have a question on like a specific one, like specific category, yeah, just head to the forum and we'll talk about it there. But other than that, take care guys, and peace out.